both, so shush. Good afternoon. Well, evening. It's evening now. Good evening, guys. Well, got my shirt on today. We're actually watching a game where I support a team. This is what I know. So hopefully, this stream may be a little bit different from the other watch-alongs, as I can possibly teach you guys some stuff rather than the other way around.
Is your telephone system flexible?
Hi Rob. Hi Chris. Got a problem here with the wires. Can you come to site?
No can do, I'm afraid.
We're actually
on the
watching
high
a game
heights,
where
why
I
did you switch
support
to
a
video?
team. This is
Okay.
what I...
You're messing a wire. It's probably too short. Just extend it.
Ah. That saved me a journey. Thanks. Alright. Bye.
Right above your competitors, thousands of businesses have already seen the light. Visit highhigh.co.uk.
Ah, man, I hope we win. I hope we win. Last time the FA Cup final was 2003 and we lost to Arsenal. We could do with some summer cheer and all that.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Give it a break, eh?
Well, if you mention that to Darren, then I will. Can I just have 10 minutes, Del?
New Vodafone Pro broadband. With Wi-Fi expert support, automatic 4G broadband backup, and super Wi-Fi. Wow. Now you can be unstoppable with invincible broadband.
So do we know any Saints supporters over in America? Is Southampton a well-known team over in America? That's the question. Again.
Go outdoors. Unbeatable.
What's the best way to say
Who are you supporting, Mick? Are you supporting anyone? That's the question. Are you going to support Saints or Leicester?
With a tap, she sent the perfect card to be delivered with thousands of other giggles, cheers, and best wishes all over the land.
And also, who's got the beers?
Birthdays. It must be a moonpig.com. Download the app.
Turn this moonpig. Today, Sniper Reese Hughes. So I was in the week I was sent through 3 bottles of hooky. Hello Riley, mate. I was sent 3 bottles of hooky. So today, my choice is. Hang on. Hooky Gold, pale gold and zesty. Yes, Riley. Yes, Southampton. You support the Saints with us or with me. So yeah, ale of choice, hooky gold. Good. Saints are a nice team, aren't we? We're a nice team. Everyone likes Saints.
Significant afternoon for Leicester City, a significant afternoon for Southampton, actually a significant afternoon for football as well, because for the first time in months we get to sit and watch a game of football in the company of 4,000 friends.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not?
Just to put those key moments into
How's everyone's weekend been? Let me know, guys. How have your weekend been?
Just been talking actually about the importance of emotional control in a game like this.
It's been a nice sunny one, which is good.
It's a huge point. I think it's one of the main reasons with why teams
My face is looking a little bit
control their emotions. They can't control the occasion.
red from the sun, I think.
It's a football match. You've got to try and treat it like any other football. But that's the difficult part, is actually normalising an occasion like this. And when you get too emotionally charged up for these games, that's when red cards happen, emotional decisions, you make mistakes, and you don't play your normal game. And I think the team that handles that element best is normally the team that goes through. And listen, that's where I think Leicester maybe have that little bit more experience. They've won the league, Premier League. Yes, they haven't got the players, all the same players, but there's a culture now at this club that's geared to actually trying to be a success.
What's the weather like over in California?
That, isn't it? It's getting that balance between coming out, being fired up, following the game plan, trying to impose your game on the opposition.
Riley, is that why you want Saints to win? Because you think that there'll be an easier final opposition?
Just being here full stop in this wonderful stadium makes
You possibly might be right.
prizes at stake, makes it that much bigger for everyone.
I think there's no underdog really. I know Leicester are 20 points ahead of Southampton this week. In the semi-final I played against Arsenal, they were clear
Yeah,
favourites.
it's nice to see fans back in the stadium, because I wonder if they are going to play on BT Sport, if they're actually going to play pretend fan noise, or if they're actually just going to have what's happening in the stadium.
/large screen. But as you can see, fans are on their feet, clapping the players walking out. What a special sight. And we're going to watch this game.
90? What's 90? What's that in proper centigrade? You have to let me know what that is in centigrade.
Good evening, everybody, on this splendid spring evening at Wembley Stadium. And what a day it is. Catch on, couldn't it? Fans in the ground again. Only 4,000 of them. Strictly neutral. Local
Evening, mate. Evening.
workers.
Nice to have you with me.
This is the start of something big.
How's the sound, guys? How's the sound? Can you hear me, and can you hear the
Never won the FA Cup.
the commentary? Let me know if you need the commentary up or down.
Until 5 years ago, favourites today against the Southampton side, who've been struggling in the Premier League, but are yet to concede a goal in the FA Cup. They've been picking strong teams and putting out inspired performances as well. Let's have a look at the team news. Leicester City select only one of the three players who were axed from last week's squad for attending a
30. Oh, that is quite warm. That is quite warm. That's a nice summer. That's too hot, isn't it? 32 and 32 is too hot.
Now that Chala Soyuncu is available again after COVID isolation, he replaces Daniel Amate. The story with James Maddison is he's not quite.
Okay, good. As long as you can hear me and a little bit of the commentary at the same time, that's ideal. That is what we want.
As for Southampton, Ralph Hasenhüttl threatened changes after Monday's 3-0
Big Fraser in goal.
job. In fact, there is
Big
a
Fraser Forster.
Theo Walcott is left out tonight.
Only problem, Nathan Redmond is playing.
His quarter-final goal at
Worst Saints player we've got,
have scored at Wembley.
and still gets in the first team.
Prowse, Walker Peters and Redmond. The last time Leicester played in a semi-final was 30
World feed? No, we haven't, mate. I've not seen that.
team, which foiled them that day at Villa Park. Good evening to you, Glenn.
Lillian, that was a long time ago as well, wasn't it? Yeah, we're a bit fortunate there. Yeah, looking at this Leicester side, obviously favourite today. We're put up there Iniacho and Perez out in those wide positions. It could change. Iniacho could be up there with Vardy and Perez just in behind, so they make a look of a three in midfield. We'll have to watch for that. As for Southampton, yes, I mean, they're a side for me that can turn it on in any given game. They've got match winners, and if Ings is on this game today, that's going to be a really frightening prospect for Leicester. They've got to keep him quiet, but it's the normal 4-4-2, and got a feeling this could be an open game.
Thank you, Glenn. Before kick-off, there will be a minute.
Yeah, I didn't realise that apparently we haven't conceded a goal in the FA Cup. Oh mate, yeah, I bet Iraq's a bit hot. Did you know Prince Philip was the? It says he was the president of. Was it of FA? President of the FA between 1955 and 1957. I did not know that. Interesting. AJ, it depends what time it is. I have been watching all of them. Depends what time. Depends what time it actually shows. Sometimes it's stupid o'clock, but AJ's normally at a reasonable time. Apart from when he faced what's his face? What's the old Mexican dude that he faced? Hello, Dan. Hey, mate. When he faced the what was his name? I can't remember. When he faced the Mexican, he was over in America, and it was stupid o'clock. Exactly, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Being red, it might as well be Saints. Crowd full of Saints fans. Saudi, 9 p.m. Is 9 p.m. going to be the ring walk, though? That's the question. Is 9 p.m. going to be the ring walk for the Fury fight? Ruiz, that's the one, Ben. Ruiz. I remember I watched that because I was had a really early flight back from Malaga, so I watched that fight at the airport. Come on.
What are you expecting here today, Glenn, from these two?
Well, I think it's going to be an open game. I really do. They're two different shapes. Obviously, Southampton favour that 4-4-2. I'm just trying to have a quick look, Ian, to see whether they are splitting the strikers or they're...
Yes, come on, you Reds.
If they go with it 2 up, then I think the 2 fullbacks for Southampton could get out on the ball quite a lot. But we'll see how that develops. But
What do you mean you got to support Leicester? No, you don't. No one here is supporting Leicester.
One of the agendas Southampton fans won't thank me for mentioning it is he would love to get real revenge over Leicester for that 9-0 humiliation last season in the rain down at St Mary's. Southampton, to be fair, have beaten Leicester since then, later that very season in fact. Vestergaard taking that free kick. Came on when Denmark beat England here earlier this season. Kasper Schmeichel was in goal. Towards Vardy, but Bednarek won the header for Southampton, who were foiled at this stage by Chelsea 3 seasons ago.
It's interesting. The Saints, they look like they want to turn Leicester the back 3 early.
If what do you think of James Ward-Prowse then, guys? He's taken a long time to mature. But what do you think about him playing for England at the World Cup? If he doesn't play, I think that would be crazy. Even if it's just for the free kicks. You say take their eyes off the top 4. The FA Cup is like a couple of weeks after the league's finished, so I don't think it'll take their minds off that much.
There's that example of trying to turn them round, and that's where Evans doesn't want to drag that to out in his wide position. But Evans does well there to get a little throw for his team early in the game.
It would it'd be an interesting. It'd be an interesting battle of the strikers with Danny Ings and Vardy. I think Ings can score for fun, and so can Vardy, but it just depends if they turn up or not. We have the better kit. This is my kit from about 6 years ago. No point of buying a new one because pretty much every year's the same. Yeah, his free kicks have been insane. His free kicks have literally been on level with Letizia and with Ricky Lambert. They've been brilliant. And I don't think there's anyone in the England squad that will take a better free kick than James Ward-Prowse.
Third in the table, 11 places above Southampton and 20 points above them. Ibrahima Diallo getting a run in the side because of the injury to Oriol Romeo, who's out for the season with a...
Yeah, James, mate, you're so right. This was the funny thing, because I play Football Manager every year, and he's always had the potential. He's always... James Ward-Prowse, if you think on Football Manager, for example, he's always had the potential but never fulfills it, and that's been the same in real life. And I think, but giving him the captaincy, and he's got the leadership skills now, that it's just taking him on to the next level. SAC? Who's SAC? SAC Republic? Who's that?
Central midfield player who's there to fight into a few challenges.
There he is, he's overrun the ball, it's in there really.
That's an early yellow card for Diallo.
He's well late there, look, just catches him there, he goes down. This is the break. Ward-Prowse actually gets tucked in probably a little bit too much, but Perez can't wrap his foot round it. He's looking to curl that in that top corner, but there was no curl on it.
So a yellow card. For the young man who...
Well, as a Saints fan, it's obviously the first team that I normally play with, and as I said, he's only just really starting to show anything. Sacramento. That's cool, man. That's cool. What colour's the Sacramento? I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google the Sacramento kit. Sacramento. Sacramento Republic FC kit.
It's beginning to move more naturally, limping away, but he was definitely caught there, wasn't he, by the studs of Diallo. It was Brendan Rodgers who took Liverpool to the semi-final. They were beaten by Aston Villa back in 2015, never made it.
God, Sacramento's football kit's expensive. Christ. $90. That is Sacramento's kit. Jesus. It's got like the sash like Southampton. Oh man, so I've just before putting this stream on, I had Sky Sports on. I wasn't watching the game, but I heard Gary Neville talking about something, and I thought, oh, what's going on? And it's I think Neville got it spot on, sadly. Although the fact that he's saying that clubs should be docked points and all this, and moaning about how the clubs are run, fans need to realise that clubs are businesses. They are businesses over here and in other countries. You know, owners buy them and they can do what they like. The fans mean nothing because it's a business. If you make money through TV rights and whatnot, who cares about the fans? People need to realise that. But yeah, I think it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Games are exciting between these top teams, for example, in the Champions League, because they don't play each other very often. So if they're playing, you know, if Man United's playing Inter Milan or every week or every other week or not, it just loses its effect. So I think it's a nonsense idea. However, it would be a change to see some different winners in the Premier League. Let those clubs do whatever they want to do. Let them fail, and then let them fail, and then come grovelling back, and then they start a few leagues down. That would be more funny. Well, yes, AT, come on, you Saints.
Walker Peters. Vital for Southampton, and Ralph Hudson-Hurdle will be...
If you want a time check, guys, I am on 8 minutes and 25, 26, 27 seconds. 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
He doesn't believe in being rotated, and he tells the manager that.
It's not only the matches he plays in, but it's the minutes that he has. He very
God, I can't stand Redmond. What a bad player he is. Championship player at best. He might even struggle to do well in the American leagues, old Redmond. He's that bad.
Johnny Evans winning the header. He never did get to play in the semi-final for Manchester United, even though they did reach semis while he was part of the club.
I tell you one player that surprised me. And that's Kyle Walker-Peters. Kyle Walker-Peters, obviously he was in sort of a part exchange with Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg, who went to Spurs. Walker-Peters came to Saints, and he was on loan for us last season, and I thought he didn't seem to cut it. He just wasn't good enough. He has been brilliant this year, and we really missed him the times he was injured. So he's been my biggest surprise this year. I've thoroughly enjoyed. James, mate, I hate Redmond. Every single Saints post, every single local newspaper post on Redmond, it makes me... I will put, he's a championship player. How he gets in the starting 11 is beyond me. We normally lose when he plays. Oh, I hate that player.
Southampton reaching the stage, beating Shrewsbury, Arsenal, Wolves, and in the quarter-final, Bournemouth 3-0. Redmond got 2 on that occasion. Gineppo, the other one.
For any of you that are over in America, what are your thoughts on Leicester? Do you know much about Leicester City? Obviously that they won the league and whatnot. Do you guys know much about them?
Only 86,000 spare seats today, Glenn.
Vestergaard's done well. Yeah. The only problem, he's very slow. He's very much like Mertesacker when he played for Arsenal. It's literally turning like a cruise ship. That's his problem. But he's been really dominant in the air. Fairly good positioning as well this year. But he's huge. If you look at him now on the pitch up against their... I can't think who's standing next to, but he's huge. He's absolutely huge beast. I'm hoping there'll be some controversial moments in this, so I can explain to you. So for Americans, Leicester City obviously won the league, which was crazy. It just so happened that all the top teams did rubbish, really, considering how much money they spend. And Leicester were about 5,000-1 to win. Anyway, everyone thought, throughout the season, Leicester, they can't keep going, and they did. But what's been so good about Leicester, they seem like a really nice team, a little bit like Saints in the fact that they're a nice team. But what I appreciate with Leicester is that, yes, they've got the money from the Champions League, and they haven't just plummeted, they've spent well. They sold players like Kante, and they sold Drinkwater as well, players like that, but they bought well, and they've kind of stabilised a position, trying to fight for Champions League, but almost guaranteeing Europa League. So I like watching Leicester. I do like watching Leicester. And Vardy's just brilliant. At his age, he's fantastic. Tottenham are Tottenham. Tottenham are rubbish.
Taking in a lot of games, as he has to be a bit worried about that injury to Harry Kane the other night.
Yes, I think every
Apparently some of the Spurs players aren't in the squad today due to breaking COVID regulations. I don't know which ones. I might have a look on Flash Scores and see if I can see. Who are they missing? Harry Barnes. No, none of that says that. I don't know. Apparently they're missing some. Jose Mourinho is just a Mouth.
Long, long road
Just,
back from that.
yeah.
He's in a semi-final.
Tamoth? Bomo?
Castagna.
Don't know if I'm saying that right. Yes.
Matches waiting in the middle.
As you can see, I'm a Saints fan.
Ball didn't ever
Finally, we're doing a watch along for something I know about.
think Perez ever expected that he was going to try and pick it out. He wasn't really on his toes, hence why he gets there a little bit late to make the tackle. It was, as you say, it was an unusual one. I think you're thinking he's going to whip it in the box. There, we've seen 3 or 4 tackles now where players have just got there a tiny bit late, make the foul, but ref didn't deem that as a yellow. It has on some occasions.
early yellow card, which will be a matter of some concern to Ralph Hasenhüttl.
With Liverpool, who knows? Who knows? They obviously had the amazing comeback in whichever one they won, but who knows? Maybe they just play better. Is the sound okay for everyone? Can everyone hear me clearly and the game, the commentary as well? Let me know. Oh, Big Fraser is not good with his feet. Do not pass it back to him. Tom, to be fair, we started the first half of the season, Tom. Saints were fantastic, and we were top of the league for quite a few weeks. And then all of a sudden, players were getting injured, and we have got a small squad. The amount of weeks where our subs bench was youth players, and the problem is we've got an issue with our ownership, in that they don't want to invest. A Chinese bloke bought us, and he doesn't want to invest, and we just don't have the players. So it simply depends on how much investment we get to bolster the squad, because it's frustrating, really frustrating. Oh, Redmond! Come on, you were useless. How is he on the pitch? Frustrating. But can we get in the top 6, top 8? All depends on the players we can buy. Hasenhüttl was saying the other week that he's hoping to get multiple players for up to 10 million. But in today's world, 10 million buys you nothing. Adam, I don't know too much about this new Super League thing. I was watching Sky Sports literally just before I turned the stream on, and kind of heard the little last bit of Gary Neville's rant. Part of me thinks get rid of them, get rid of these teams, and it will give other clubs, Saints gives them a chance to show what we can do. Get rid of these big teams then, if that's what they want. All it is greed. All it is greed. All of it is greed, basically. And actually, what you need to realise is when top teams play top teams every week, it's not exciting. That's what's exciting about the Champions League, is that you get the best teams from around the world that don't play each other all the time. So part of me thinks, yeah, just get rid of them. Just if they want to go, let them, but don't let them come grovelling back. And if they do come grovelling back, they go down the leagues, in my opinion. James. So I cannot stand Redmond. Honestly, I have a real problem with him. if so, the funny thing is he scored a hat-trick in the last FA Cup game, but we were playing Bournemouth, who are a Championship team, so it doesn't prove anything. I think he scored in the league game recently, but so it was annoying. I didn't, although I celebrate it for the team, I still think, why did he have to score? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he does score. My prediction is he won't score. What's their sponsor on their sleeve? I can't even see. You say it can be seen from the moon. Yeah, if they that's the point, mate. For this Super League, if it goes ahead, yeah, like I said, let them go. Let them go. And if they want to come grovelling back, they start at the county level.
Since the turn of the year, that's fewer than any other Premier League club. They have an opportunity to do something here with Armstrong. Now Redmond.
Will the money stay in the Premier League? Who knows? Who knows? But bearing in mind, the Bundesliga copes, and you know, all these other leagues, these top leagues cope. And think of the German league; they're not even extorting their fans like we do. You know, I think the prices for Bundesliga season tickets are ridiculously cheap. So I'm sure they would manage. Player of the season for Saints so far. Probably James Ward-Prowse. Bednarak's played really well in defence. I think he's come on really well this season. Vestergaard's done well this season. But probably James Ward-Prowse for man of the season so far. The problem is Saints have got too many weak links at the moment. That's the issue. Too many weak links. We have a real problem on the wings. We rely on one striker. We literally rely on Danny Ings, and you can't do that. You just can't do that because he gets injured, and where do the goals come from?
Some time. Go to Conte for about 5 million, didn't they? And Riyad Mahrez for 400,000. About £90 million profit in all of that. Here's Gineppo on the run. Redmond ahead of him.
Gineppo's a frustrating one. He's one of these players that I was desperately hoping would produce. And he did on like his first few games, and he's just I don't know, he just doesn't really do anything. It's another frustrating player. As I said, I just stress that our wings are so weak. Armstrong's been a good player, I must say. Armstrong's been a good player, but Hasenhüttl keeps playing him on the right wing, and I think he needs to be a central attacking midfielder. Oh, big Fraser, that was going out. Such long arms. Great job.
Yeah, he knew it was a little deflection. It was going to be a corner. It was really a little pattern of players. It's a bit fortunate, but he gets half a yard, tries to get the shine, but that's the goal.
Yeah, James Ward-Prowse. Yeah, I think so.
down injured, and then
Similar happened, James, last time we got into the Europa League. This is the problem a lot of clubs have, in that they get into the Europa League, they're playing Thursday nights and then the weekend, and you can't cope. Your squads aren't big enough. Squads aren't big enough, and therefore you struggle in the league. And that's what happened to us when we last got into the Europa League. It's exciting. It's brilliant. You get to go abroad. You know, all these different countries to play. Normally random places you've never heard of, but you've got to have the squad of quality, not just a large squad. You've got to have a large squad with quality all around, and that costs money these days. A lot of money.
apparently okay again, won that ball. Perez into the channel, but Iheanacho, though he's graceful and quick, not quite able to
Yeah,
get on the
yeah. This Chinese bloke, he's got no interest in investing.
Well, he got a hat-trick,
But that's the current system. That's the current system of ownership.
and so did Perez.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I saw that. I only know about that because of playing Football Manager. But I'm pretty sure there's something like that for even lower teams. There's a UEFA Club League, Europa Conference, like you say. Yeah. So I suppose it's more competition, more. It's basically TV, isn't it? That's what it is. It's more TV, and that's what people want. That's what the clubs want. They want the money from the TV.
Ward-Prowse. So she was able to cut that one out. Most roads at the moment, cul-de-sac.
Peter, it's funny because I like Bournemouth. Bournemouth is a lovely club. I remember getting tickets. Our youth football club. So I'm from Winchester originally, now in Eastleigh. But when I played youth football, we would quite often get tickets to go see Bournemouth. It was never tickets to go see Saints. It was tickets to go to Bournemouth. And Bournemouth's a lovely club. Really is a lovely club. But I do find it funny because the rivalry is Southampton versus Portsmouth. It's not. Bournemouth aren't our rivals. And I don't know if it's Bournemouth fans that make it a rivalry. I'm not sure, but yeah, I've got no real hard feelings to Bournemouth, and it's a real shame they got relegated. It's like they sometimes try and put Brighton Saints as a slight rivalry, but it's yeah. I think Southampton are a club that people enjoy watching. Yeah, I think Southampton are a club that people like watching because we rarely have any controversy, as in by players misbehaving or anything like that. We normally play a nice attacking possession style of football as well. So yeah, I certainly think we're a club that people enjoy watching if you're a neutral. Even though it's a nightmare being an actual Saints fan with the way we play sometimes.
Applauds the football. It was a sweet move, but it didn't get the finish Leicester wanted.
Well, all their best attacks, Leicester, have come from handing over the ball. The Saints lose the ball in the middle third. Leicester are to play forward. If your first ball goes forward, then you normally...
Mate, it's all about having a bovril at half time. Going to Saints games, having a bovril. Oh, I love a bovril. I would choose a bovril over a beer during a Saints game. Is that weird? I'm not sure. Go on, Saints. Go on. Go on.
Lining this one up. Thought about the shot then.
Don't know. Looked like he went down soft. Looked like he went down without any real contact.
Here's Ward-Prowse trying to...
Sure, we'll see a replay. Was that a foul, guys? Do you think that was a foul on Redmond? I don't, from what I saw. That was a foul. Is it going to show the replay of the Ings? Here we go.
Was there a foul on Danny Ings here?
goes to hit it, goes across
No,
there.
no foul at all. He tried holding his leg back.
He's looking for it.
Watch, yeah, let's hold my leg back.
A little bit too early.
Stop diving!
He knows what he wants to do.
But the annoying thing is, these players will dive. That was a dive. Okay, Danny Ings dive. He held his leg back and did a little leap, little spasm of his leg. But the problem is, this is why I struggle to go to games now and sit in a stand. Because all of the fans, no offence to football fans, but they're all idiots. And they believe what they want to see. You know, or see what they want to believe, whichever way around that is. Good tackle. And it's that there's so much bias when fans are watching football. And it drives me crazy. Even if I see Saints diving, I will be cross. And literally, this is all spanned from me being a referee.
It's fair to say it's taken both teams quite a long time to settle in the game. But
Go on.
two things starting to happen now.
They both look a little bit nervous. I think Leicester have settled in on the ball a little bit more. But just a little bit nervous. I think they've got a goalie at either end, really.
Come on. Come on, Diallo.
Down about that.
It's Diallo. Now Walker-Peters. That's the latest foul by Perez.
Tom, all I would say to that, that's funny because Kyle Walker-Peters was going down before there was any contact. He knew that the foul was coming, which I was quite good at doing when I played. Yeah, Tom, all I would say to that is watch my recent video from yesterday, I think, possibly yesterday or Friday. It's the title of the video is Rugby, Aussie Rules and Football Big Hits. You will get the gist of what I think about the physicality and diving between the sports. So after this, go watch that. It is. If you just look at this season, for example, Saints were top of the league for weeks, and then all of a sudden we go ooh, straight down and plummeted, and we could not win. It's such highs and such lows.
Ward-Prowse is usually in charge of all the dead ball kicks, but it's him indeed who takes it towards that back post. Vestergaard was waiting up there. Ings goes down.
Get up, Ings. Just jumped higher than you. You can hear Ings now shouting at the referee. You can see him at least. I'm not even sure if that was a foul. But because Hasenhüttl was with his arms like that, it puts pressure on the referee. They're both... While Walker-Peters is doing this to block him, Tielemans is doing it as well behind him. But Ings, like, why are you falling over? It's embarrassing. Diving. Joseph, if you want to watch the game, mate, stay obviously in this chat, obviously, to help me out. Follow the link to the Discord, buddy, alright? And then you can see the game. Because I'm nice like that. Make sure you stay in the live stream, obviously. Help me out. So what do you think so far, guys? What do you think of the Danny Ings twice diving, basically? At the end of the day, this is what a lot of other Did he save it? Did Fraser Forster save that or not? Or was it just a rubbish shot? It's hard to see if he even saved it.
He's trying to dink it over the keeper. Just trying to dink it, he just can't wrap his foot around
Not quite.
there, and they just can't punish Saints at the moment, yeah, and Brendan knows it, but they've won
Yeah,
the ball in that.
you're right, mate. You're right. He literally going down over nothing. It's a semi-contact sport. It's not a no-contact sport. So just because someone touches you doesn't mean you should fall over.
Of course, he owes Leicester City absolutely nothing after his stellar scoring.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, we'll watch the actual diving into a swimming pool.
Armstrong. Corner kick.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen Armstrong. He makes them driving runs off the ball and with the ball. He doesn't really play out wide. He's a real danger coming through the centre of the pitch. I've seen him do it so many times. It's the first time we've seen him actually in this game make that sort of run, and he's earned Southampton a corner.
With the corner, they'll be very anxious, Leicester.
Come on, big Vestergaard.
Concede any free kick.
Get your head on it.
The box with him around is one of the best in the business at those. Just a corner this time. Towards Bertrand. Get his feet sorted out.
Not expecting that. I don't think any of the players were expecting it. Go on, Armstrong. Good tackle.
Well off Perez there.
He's losing his balance. Saints throw. No one was expecting that corner like that, were they?
Actually, was surprised. Look, he's holding his head. He didn't realise. He thought it was going to be cleared by a Leicester defender. It was one off the training ground, but it didn't look like it hadn't worked really. Should have been clear, but he just got caught on his heels, didn't he?
Just a hint of something for the Saints there. Picked on by Redmond, bouncing around dangerously. Jeanette.
Get up. Oh, I'm glad the referee didn't give a foul then.
There he had to win that. Better spell for Southampton. Here's Ward-Prowse.
Who was it? Atletico. Wasn't Atletico Madrid? What was the other one? Javier, join the Discord, mate. Join the Discord and you can have a little watch. But it's currently 0-0. Dan, stop that. Stop that come on you Blues nonsense. No one here is supporting Leicester, okay?
There's the corner. I think is it the Acho that misses the ball completely, but Bertrand he couldn't read that. He had no chance of reacting.
Top two in the Women's Super League, Manchester City and Chelsea meeting on Wednesday at 5:30 on BT Sport. And from the Premier League in our Thursday slot, 7:30, we'll have Leicester City's game against West Bromwich Albion. It's Thursday night.
Bilbao. Was it? I'm sure it was Bilbao, wasn't it? No, she won't. She won't ever be in the middle, mate. James, Massey or whatever her name is, will never be in the middle for these because in football for refereeing, when you get to a certain standard, you either decide I'm going to be in the middle or I'm going to be a lino. So they then focus on being a linesman. She will be a linesman now. Whereas the other lady, there was the first lady to referee in a championship game, I think it was, either championship or a football league, Division 1 or something like that. She's got the potential of going to the Premier League because she has obviously gone down the path of being in the middle. So yeah, a lot of people don't realise that. You either say, when you get to high standard, you're either linesman or in the middle, and you choose more or less. Or if you're not quite as good in the middle, you get pushed onto the line.
Leicester City have had one major chance falling to Jamie Vardy.
It's not the most exciting of games, is it, at the moment? I think we do need a goal just to heat things up a bit. Oh, don't do that.
Semi-finals are about winning, entertaining.
They are often pretty tight and tense affairs. They got away with that, just bounced off Perez and back to Fraser Forster. goalkeeper has re-established himself now as the number one. He was saying in an interview this week he's been through some very dark and incredibly hard days. And it all started after he was dropped after a 5-2 defeat here against Tottenham Hotspur back in 2017. Back between the sticks now, Southampton. Armstrong. So many passes not finding their target. Redmond.
No, the sound doesn't sound too loud, does it? I don't think it is piped in. So you've got that general kind of ambience of fans being there, but nothing too loud.
How different is the Wembley surface, Glenn? You hear a lot of pros say it is quite draining to play on compared to others.
The old stadium was, I've got to say, I don't think that's...
Yeah, James, I've noticed, obviously, when Nigel Owens has been talking and Wayne Barnes has been talking, I think Wayne Barnes said how obviously Nigel would have been on the line for him, and they vice versa. So they kind of share the roles. The only position technically at this level that is interchangeable is the middleman and the fourth official, because the fourth official has to be there to be able to replace the middleman if the middleman gets injured.
The pitch looked to me as if it was a little bit, the grass was a little bit longer than it is today, funny enough, and I don't know if that would have suited Chelsea, a good footballing side.
Yeah, it's great to have people back in the stadiums. I know they obviously restrictions are lifted. Restrictions are being lifted, I think, next month or sometime like that. And originally, it was only going to come in time for the last game of the season for fans to be in the stadium. So I think the Premier League pushed back the second to last game a little bit so that they could have 2 games with fans. I think some teams were moaning about how unfair it is, the last game of the season. Obviously, the home team will get the advantage with fans, and I don't know. Come on, we need something to happen. You never know, it could go to extra time and penalties. That'd be exciting. Gotta love some penalties, except when it's your own team.
Wondrous movement, he's just jogged in there really, and the ball was spot on. He just couldn't actually keep it down, could he? For chance. It was half a chance with nobody on the post. Nowadays, a lot of teams don't have anyone on the near post or the back post, and that area is easy place to score from.
Doing that time now, hasn't scored this season. RNDP.
You don't like paying? What are you paying for?
That early ball towards Jamie Vardy. Remember when they won the title that year? It was with an average of 42.
I did hear something about the one of the American sports, how the fans aren't allowed to cheer or something. Crumble, mate, join the Discord server, and there might be a way of watching in there. Wink, wink. Go join the Discord server. But make sure you stay on this stream as well, obviously.
Leicester City corner in the dappled evening sunlight of Wembley Stadium. Leicester win it. It's a
Jesus.
on the line, and they couldn't quite finish it off.
You just watch this. Evans just drifts round the back here. He just, there he is, look, he's drifting round the back. Might have been offside, but he just pops it back in there, and in the end it's the keeper and two defenders there. Besnarek, everyone just going, who's going to get there? And Vardy just can't get goal side of the two defenders, really.
Been knocking on the door, Leicester City. Johnny Evans winning that header on the back post.
Okay.
Leicester City corner again. It's the
Well, the option's there for you, buddy.
Johnny Evans, but this time is too long. Don't forget from the Premier League, we'll have Liverpool.
Cheeky monkey. This is the winning T-shirt, mate. This is the winning T-shirt.
And on the Sunday, this time next week, in fact, West Bromwich Albion going to Aston Villa, continuing their improbable fight to survive in the Premier League under Sam Allardyce. That's 6:30 next Sunday.
Go on, go on. Let's finish the half on a high. Good tackle. But the problem with that, so if anyone's wondering why was that a foul, if anyone wants to know why that was a foul, it was the way he went in. Yes, he got the ball, but it doesn't matter if you got the ball. He's come from behind the side. And to be fair, you could happily get away with not giving the foul there because he didn't make any contact. But it's almost the direction that he slid in from.
That's a long debate.
But you could easily not give that and give it. The score's 0-0. It's about to be half time.
This will be the last action of the first half. Southampton free kick.
Come on.
The tall Yannick Vestergaard
Finish on a high.
waiting for the delivery from it's usually Ward-Prowse. It is again. Soyuncu won the header, and that will be.
I'm gonna turn the sound down, guys.
Lot of tension, lot of nerves. Not everybody coping with the emotion.
I've turned the sound down on the for the game, just so I don't get any copyright issues with adverts and things, if that's okay. Yeah. No, you wouldn't give a red card. It's you would just class it as careless. He was clearly going for the ball. There wasn't massively anything dangerous, but you would class it as careless. Kasper Schmeichel's moaning about something, but in a comical way. Well, that wasn't quite as exciting as I was hoping for the first half. But I'm sure in the second half things will get going. Fingers crossed. You say if Southampton don't win, they should all get sacked. Leicester aren't a bad Leicester are probably the better team. So I think that might be a little bit harsh. Of course, we want them to win. So, any questions, guys? Have you guys been watching the last couple of Aussie rules videos? What do you think? I watched Aussie Rules game on yesterday morning, and it was brilliant. It was such good sport. So if you haven't watched it, go and watch the AFL Explained video. Give you some sort of rough idea of what it's all about. It's so good. AFL is bloody brilliant. Yeah, guys, if you've got any questions, we've got half time. We've got about 15 minutes. Ask me some questions. See what you got for me. Sports related, life related. Go. Ask me something. Yeah, it's amazing that the lady that refereed for the first time, as in the first lady, Dave Collins, nice to have you here, Dave Collins. Dave Collins, no relation. Well, obviously is a relation. Uncle Dave. It's amazing. It's amazing how that the lady that refereed in the, I think it was, I don't know if it was League One or don't know if it was League One or if it was Championship, but how is it that a lady is only just refereed at that level? It's insane. It really is insane, because there's plenty of good women, and actually, especially at the level I referee at, women get more respect than men. Women get treated much better than men by players. I don't know why. Maybe they're they don't want to upset a woman. I don't know. But there's no reason for women not to be refereeing at this high level. And so last weekend there was about 5 different controversies for VAR and refereeing, and I went through them, and some referees were right. However, there was other things where the referees were just like for the offside for the Saints game, when they measured the wrong West Brom player. So surely women can't do as bad as that, so they certainly should get the chance. Let's hope they do soon. But the problem with that is the culture of football is quite sexist. Let's be honest, it's quite sexist. You know what happened when Massey, who's on the line at the moment, started being a liner in the Premier League. Andy Gray and Andy Gray and the other guy basically obviously said stupid stuff and got in trouble. And I'm sure you get fans in the crowd that do this sort of stuff. So, yeah. There are female referees in NBA as well. That's cool. I hope everyone's got a beer in their hand, or a bottle of some wine, or if you're an old lady, if you've got a glass of gin or something. If my uncle is still watching the stream, he's probably got a pint of cider. As a reminder, I am drinking Hooky Gold. Hang on, this is a nice close up for you. Hang on. Just a 4.7, 4.1, pale gold and zesty. Quite tasty. I don't mind this. Another good one. Hooky Gold is doing well. Possession means nothing in football. Possession means absolutely nothing. As my uncle, if he's still in the stream or not, I don't know, but my uncle always said, it's not about how much possession you've got, it's what you do with it. And to be fair, that's true, isn't it? You can have all the possession, but if you don't score with that possession, it's just a number. It is just a number. What do you mean you're driving? Cheeky monkey, you shouldn't be driving and watching YouTube and stuff. That's dangerous. And typing. That is thoroughly dangerous. I cannot I condone your actions. Thoroughly dangerous, my friend. Question for you, Rob? Are you ready to lose? Dan, come on, man. It's just a game. It doesn't mean anything. But no, I'm not ready to lose. How dare you? I might put a bit of light on. Let's put a bit of light. My face is turning red from the monitor. Bit of light. That's a bit better, isn't it? Bit brighter on the TV, on the screen. Jamie Vardy absolutely fluffed up that shot, didn't he? Not an easy chance, to be fair. Fraser made himself big. And Vardy was on his left foot. Dan, you know, just you're at your own home. You can drink, buddy. Tristan, hello, Tristan. Nice to have you here with us, mate. Let's hope Southampton do win. As you can see, you can obviously see who I'm supporting. You say Saints have been the better side. Have they really done anything? I'm not sure if Saints have really done anything. I think possibly the Jamie Vardy effort was probably the best chance there's been, to be fair. So I'm not sure if Saints have been the better team. I'm not sure about that one. Oh, it's a bit of brightness. Second half is next. Second half up next. Hate's a strong word, Tristan. Hate's a very... Oh, man. That's the only reason you want Saints to win, Tristan. That's the only reason you want Saints to win, isn't it? You want Saints to win because we're your feeder club. Tom, yeah, it's been... It's not been the most exciting, has it? It's not been the most exciting first half, but I'm sure as the game progresses, it should get a little bit more exciting as they get a bit more desperate. I'm sure of it. Trying to get some decent lighting. You talk about during half times. I think one of the Asian streams quite often shows highlights from different games or previous fixtures between the two clubs. Any cards yet? I think Ibrahim Diallo. Ibrahim Diallo got booked, I think, early on. So I think we've had one yellow. How will we do against Chelsea if we get through? Who knows? That is the thing with football, isn't it? That is the thing with football. You would assume Saints would be the underdogs. You would assume Saints won't be able to beat Chelsea, but you just don't know. That's the thing. That's the thing with football, isn't it? And I suppose that's one of the great parts about football is you don't know who will win. That's what's great about the FA Cup for starters, isn't it? You know, when small teams knock out big teams, you don't know who will win. On paper, a certain team will win, but football's about taking chances and not taking chances, and the team that takes chances, they win. A lot of tactics involved, obviously. So, yeah, who knows how we'll do against Chelsea if we do make it through. But yeah, I'm sure you'll realise I would hope we beat Chelsea as well. Yeah, the Premier League is crazy. Arsenal, you think about Arsenal, for example. You know, remember when the fans were moaning that Arsene Wenger was only getting them top 4 every season, and now look where they are. You know, it's a fickle business, it really is. I don't think the Premier League would deduct points or punish these clubs. Although they're trying to leave the Premier League, you know, they're still the clubs that are making them the money. You know, the TV rights that the Premier League are getting from all around the world, China and India and all these different places. Maybe how much less money would the Premier League make? That's the question, isn't it? $14.14, nice. I was busy. I've been a bit busy this afternoon, but maybe I should have watched some rugby league this afternoon. Game's back on, guys. Volume's going back up.
These opportunities don't come around many times in players' careers, so take it while you get it.
Opportunity as well for the managers to maybe have an impact on this game from the bench as well, with up to 5 substitutions.
Yeah. But this is one of the points. The season is a long season. It's a long season. Arsenal were absolutely atrocious. Hello, ladies. Football season is a long season, and just like Southampton, Southampton started amazingly and plummeted. Arsenal, they started atrociously and they've picked up a little bit, but it's a long season, really is. Game on. Come on, Saints.
Thank you very much indeed. Southampton in their white fringe outfit, winners of the FA Cup in 1976 when they were a second-tier side and beat Manchester United, who were third in the top flight at the time. Bobby Stokes, well, Peter Osgood was in that side. Jim McCallion. Is Carl Walker-Peters for the Saints. Southampton, of course, did reach the League Cup final back in 2017.
Will Norwich get relegated again? Yeah, probably. It's an interesting point, actually, isn't it? Teams that come up from the Championship and then relegated pretty much to the next season, and then come up and get relegated, come up, get relegated. Is that better? Is getting relegated, going up, relegated, going up, better than a team that just sits mid-table in a league? At least by getting promotion from the Championship, you get the excitement of winning a trophy. Yes, you get the heartbreak of getting relegated, but then you get the excitement of winning. If you're a mid-table team in any division, you win nothing. there isn't really a lot of excitement except being in the Premier League, I suppose. But yeah, Norwich will probably get relegated, depending on who they buy. But is that necessarily a bad thing? I don't know. If I didn't support Southampton, who would I support? To be fair, I supported Man United for about 18 years. I was a Man United fan for 18 years when I was a child. And then that's a Saints throw. Yeah, I was a Man United fan for... Isn't Ewing... Ewing? Doesn't make sense. What I'm assuming you're meaning, where I was talking about Norwich, James, I assume you mean when I was talking about Norwich about going up and down. I think when you get relegated, you get the parachute payments. To be fair, I'm not a Man United supporter now. I couldn't care less about Man United, and they drive me crazy because they're players that cheat. So I'm not a Man United fan. Should we see if... Hang on, I'll talk about yeah, so I'm not a Man United fan now. Yo-yoing. Yeah, that's what... Yeah. I think... I'll tell you about me becoming a Saints fan shortly. Is that a foul? Possibly. When I started doing my coaching qualifications, I did it at St Mary's Stadium, and therefore we were able to watch the games as well. We got tickets to the games, and I soon realised that maybe it is better supporting your local team. Support your local team that you can actually go and watch games for. Because I went to watch Man United twice in 18 years, twice. So, which position would I play? So I stopped playing about 4 years ago due to injuries and strains. I started off as a striker when I was youth footballer. Cheeky Mellerman. I'm not a Man United fan. I'm not a Man United fan. Okay? Promise you. I'm not a Man United fan. I'm a Saints fan. I saw the light. I was explaining why I'm not a Man United fan. Anyway, when I played, I was a striker to start off with. Then with I'm quite fast, but I'm quite small. So I then played as a winger, left or right mid, either way. I'm right-footed, but I'm happy to play either side. And then injuries started coming, and muscle strains, and I couldn't, and with my asthma as well. I had bad asthma at the time, which is now luckily under control. But at the time, when I was playing as a winger, I couldn't get up and back all the time. So I ended up then becoming a fullback. So I played left or right fullback. I think I preferred playing as a left fullback, even though I'm right-footed. But yeah, basically I tore my hamstring and couldn't really recover properly. So I just stopped playing altogether, which I sometimes miss. I sometimes really glad because there's a lot of hassle. But yeah, my last position I played was a fullback. What's your local football team, James? Technically now my local team is Eastleigh Football Club, who are in the conference. Yeah, in the conference.
They're engaging a lot more than they were first half, the two fullbacks.
I'll tell you what, as a shandy, Hooky Gold as a shandy is very nice. Very nice indeed.
Both teams pretty intent on trying to make sure they keep the back door fairly locked up. Leicester only had one clean sheet in their last 9 matches.
Leeds are okay. Leeds are alright. They're not too bad a team.
A few thumpings along the way as well.
And to be fair, you say Leeds. From what I hear, Leeds is a fantastic ground and atmosphere to go to. Always a great atmosphere at Leeds.
Put their thumbs up as if to say to Bertrand it was our fault we weren't making the run. The ball was played, but they didn't make the run. And,
Come on, something's got to happen. We need a goal. We need a bit of creativity.
Good hustling by Leicester. I'm sure that there was nothing Kyle Walker-Peters could do with that.
Yeah,
Did score the only goal
I think possibly in recent years that more smaller clubs are getting more support from fans. I think especially with things like the pandemic. With the pandemic especially, I think people realise that these smaller clubs need the support. They need the financial support. What are my thoughts on the England squad? James Ward-Prowse has to play. I'm sorry, he has to play. Even if it's just for the free kicks. We got a lot of youngsters in the team. We got a lot of youngsters, which can be a good thing. It can be a good thing in the fact that they've got the energy and that you hope that they would less of an attitude almost. They've got an attitude because they're professional footballers and footballers in general, but they might have more drive to, I don't know, the energy, I suppose. I don't know a better way of putting it. I've mentioned this new breakaway league, and I think good riddance to these top big, like the top 6 England teams. Get rid of them. Get rid of them, because I don't know how it would financially impact the Premier League, but it's not like they're short of money. But what people need to realise is what makes the Champions League so good is that you don't see Man United versus Bayern Munich, or Chelsea versus Juventus every day of the week. You don't see it every week. That's what makes it exciting. But you have them playing each other every week, the interest soon goes, I would think. Oh. Oh. Slow reactions. Ball comes in. Ridiculous.
Southampton, one ball in there, and they're in behind there. Great play. Vardy just lets it run across his body. He's got the pace to go, and he pulls off there. Iniacho, lovely little pull back there. A little bit fortunate. Vestergaard hits his shins.
That was unlucky for Vestergaard. Unlucky for Vestergaard. He kind of, the ball just bounced at him. Iniacho got lucky because he had a dreadful shot, and he just got lucky that the ball bounced back to Iniacho. Some serious luck there. Which is obviously what people say, that football, you can be the better team and lose.
10 goals in the last 7 matches for Kelechi Iheanacho.
Christ. Iniacho scored 10 in the last 7 games. That's a good, impressive stats.
Was when Leicester were beaten 5-4 here by Tottenham in an end-of-season game a couple of years back, but that is a big one. For the informed Iheanacho has had a long battle really to become a regular. He was in the shadow really of
was Vestergaard not there just trying to block a cross? I'm not sure.
at Leicester until this recent run. Right place, right time again.
Well, it was his movement. Actually, Vardy does absolutely brilliant. fair, but it's Iniacho's movement to pretend I'm going in the 6-yard box and just pull off the 2 defenders. And he gets fortunate. There's no doubt about it. It's going for a goal kick, but hits Vestergaard, comes back, and that's what happens when you score goals. When you're in a run of form, those things happen.
Frustrating game. Frustrating, really frustrating.
Winner against Brighton in the 94th minute in round 5, 2 against Manchester United.
It just always seems as well that these annoying little freak things like that, where it bounced, it was a rubbish shot, bounced off Vestergaard back, and he had a second attempt.
Yeah, Gineppo's trying to pull it back here, and it's
I love how Gineppo's shouting for a handball. His arm is by his side.
his body.
What are you moaning for?
For me, I don't know what's a penalty in handball nowadays, but for me, I hope that isn't given.
Shay Adams.
Shea, yes, get Redmond off. He's done nothing. Waste of space. He needs to be sold. Every season or every transfer window, yeah, exactly. There's a reason he's getting taken off.
The subject of a lot of friendly banter among the Southampton players after his goal for Scotland. And calling him Shay Adams now.
This is ridiculous. Shea Adams knows he's never going to get in the... it wasn't even remotely a handball, James. Shea Adams, he knows he's not going to get into the England squad. So screw it. We'll just play for Scotland. It's not too difficult to get into the Scotland squad.
Defended by James Ward-Prowse.
Oh, come on.
Got the fist on.
Yeah, there's still time left. Still time left. It goes to a draw and it goes to extra time. So it's just getting that extra. It's just getting that goal.
He's in there, he just managed to get above everyone. Flick it away, really.
Defended by Diallo. Vestergaard was attacking it.
Come on. How? What is that?
His body at it. And the hope was that it touched on that far side of her arm.
Gineppo is just more legs than anything.
Spirited response.
He's to be fair. I was really hopeful. I was really hopeful for him.
In the second half.
But he is basically like Redmond, a headless chicken. He's literally a headless chicken.
So they've just continued that. They've just got to watch for Vardy at the other end with his pace now.
Denmark Albrighton. He's a survivor of that Premier League winning team. It's a dwindling number to replace Ricardo Pereira. Experienced player, 31 now, Mark Albrighton. He appeared in all 38 Premier League games in the title-winning year. He's only goal-
Yeah, Tristan, I might be slightly behind with streaming on YouTube, with doing the streaming on YouTube and whatnot. It might be a little bit behind.
And he obviously still does have
You'd have to pause your one, mate. Time check on mine. Go on, Ings. Come on, Ings.
is in.
He don't know what to do with it. He don't know what to do with it.
Half a yard of space. Johnny Evans got the block in and then
Oh, come on.
which was always rising over the top.
What do I think about salary caps in football?
But watch Evans here. He reads what the striker's going to do here.
You would think it would be a good idea.
He just shuts his legs. So many players now look to go through the legs, and Evans just read him.
Salary cap. You would think it would be a good idea and things won't spiral out of control, which is what's happened. That's why people pay 100 million for a player these days, because what happens is, trying to silly backheel. The wages and and you know the wages go up and up and up because you're trying to beat another team to the get the player. The only problem with having a wage cap that you see in other sports is that it stops the growth of the sport, as in the audience growth. There's a reason. There's a reason why it's so big in other countries, and that is the money that's involved. Which, if there's a salary cap and whatnot, you wouldn't get the money. You wouldn't get the same growth. You know, look at rugby league. Look at, you know, rugby and look at Aussie rules, and they're small in comparison to football because of things such as salary caps. Not saying that I agree with the wages that these players are earning, but they earn that money because that's how much they bring in to the club's revenue, if that makes sense. And that's another argument for women's football and women's rugby and whatnot. They don't make as much money because they don't bring in as much money to the club or to the, you know, to the business. Which is a bit of a catch-22 situation with broadcasting and stuff, but yeah. Substitutes. Oh, close. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, sheesh, mellow man.
This ball drops down. Ings does well here. It's Johnny Evans again. Look, just strong. Gets that clearance. Lovely little flip back ball from Armstrong. Super volley, really, as it comes out. It's just curling away. So unfortunate as the ball just curls away. Schmeichels with absolutely no chances. Put his hands up and...
Yeah, you're right. The better players go for the money, whether you like it or not. Players, money talks. Money talks. And the thing is, can you blame a player for being on stupid money? Can you blame Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi being on millions and millions of pounds a year? You can't really. You can't blame them. If I was offered £1 million to play football for a year, God, yes, I would take it. Easy decision. You know, so if it's a case of an English team offering me £1 million and an Australian team offering me 50,000 a year, what do you think I'm going to take? So that is just the way it is. Approved seat. Someone has gone round and double checked that seat.
He's never scored for Southampton yet since his signing. That would have been a wonderful time for him to break his duck. It's a great effort.
I love the commentator. The commentator just said, Diallo has never scored for Saints. Well, he plays as a defensive midfielder, and he only came, like, he hasn't even been at the club very long. It's hardly a big statement to make. Yeah, James, you're right, mate. Yeah, money talks. And actually, in the sense of a sportsman, or especially a footballer, footballers normally retire about the age of 33, maybe 34. You know, they're very limited at what they can do in the sport after that makes money. So you've got to make money as quickly as you can in football, because when you retire, you've got to then think, what do I do? Money can quickly be eaten up. Also, Shay Adams looks like Toad from Mario. He really does. Don't tell him I said that, because that might be classed as bullying. Go on, Danny! What are you doing? Danny Ings, you've literally just jumped at the player. And then look at the lino like he's fouled you. What are you doing? Like, He's slightly put his body into him, but not enough for Danny Ings to be... Danny Ings did as much jumping into him as Soyuchu did. Christ, Danny.
Here's Johnny Evans for Leicester City. And you wonder whether Ings was going to go down in that situation.
You're assuming people will stop going to watch football, though, mate. People will not stop going to watch football. Even if they don't like things, they still go and watch football. You know, even if they don't like their club owners, they will still go and watch football. Football fans are absolute hypocrites. They really are. And do you really think people, you know, they will stop paying for Sky and BT and whatnot, and Virgin? They just won't, sadly. Hello, Dieter. I hope I'm saying it right today, Dieter. Oh, God. Frustrating game. Time check for you guys. If you want a time check, I'm on 68 minutes and 15 seconds. 16, 17, 18, 19, 68, 21.
Last week as well. That's certainly the speculation. Jose Perez to make way. Black switch and going to that number 10 role.
Come on, Saints. 20 minutes. 21 minutes to actually score a goal. Yes, Dieter.
Southampton fighting hard for their lives in this semi-final.
Fighting hard for their lives? Really? What do you mean fighting hard for their lives? What are you talking about? When commentators say stupid things. Oh, God. Oh, come on. Get the line defence back. Get the midfielder back. Come on. Stay tight. Stay tight.
Madison's first involvement. Free kick is going Leicester's way.
What he does do for you as well, he'll keep the ball for you. He doesn't give the ball away. He's given a free kick here for his team, but he's kept the ball. He'll keep it simple, but at the right time, he'll just try and place one of those strikers and get them inside that centre.
Not even quite sure why it was a free kick, really.
Handy player to be bringing on, isn't it? In this situation, 1-0 up already, and the possibility of more space on breaks. Leicester have the free kick, and they get the clear water, and the second goal would bring them in this semi. Madison to take it. Maybe a bit of the rush.
What a dreadful free kick.
Yeah, not one of his better ones, is it? This is Vardy getting in behind. He looks up. It's a lovely little movement from Iniacho.
Yeah, James, you're right. Some of the commentary, and I suppose you get it in all sports. You get it in all sports, and it's just absolute nonsense when you really listen to what they say. Fighting for their lives. They're not fighting for their lives at all.
His head and looking up, making the right cross at the right time.
It's a 14th FA Cup goal in the career of Kelechi Iheanacho. In the last 5.5 seasons, nobody has...
That guy is in agony, obviously. He is near death. He is now fighting for his life.
Take the opportunity to get a dehydration treatment, so to speak.
So that you can see in the slow-mo, Shea Adams, he had no intention of going for the ball there. That is the wonderful thing about replays. Shea Adams, you could see his eyes look at the player. He knew the player was coming, was going to jump. Shea Adams had no interest in jumping and just wanted to go into the player. That's gamesmanship for you. That is gamesmanship. Yeah, I did hear Bayern and Dortmund, and I think PSG apparently are not interested, apparently. At least if PSG aren't in the league, maybe another team might actually win. Come on. Do you want to come up here, Jojo? Oh, let's get some kitty cat. Okay, you watch the football as well, Jojo. Good boy. Don't put your claws in me.
Next weekend, when Manchester City will face Tottenham Hotspur. We hope, all being well, growing numbers as we move on towards the European Championships. Last couple of Premier League games of the season, the plan is there'll be some fans in, up to a maximum of 10,000. Free kick going Leicester City's way. One eye on the clock a little bit as well now. We're inside the last 17 minutes or so.
Yuri Tillemans, he's in agony apparently. Absolute agony. Show us the replay and let's see if there was actually anything wrong.
Diallo again there, just goes in for that ball, steps on Tillemans.
It literally, he's had a slight studs on him. No, it's not Redmond on the back of my shirt. Hang on. See if you can see the back of the shirt. There you go. There's the back of my shirt. Crook number 90. It's funny with these, like with this foul, the player has kicked the ball away and he knows a player is coming in to tackle, so he kicks the ball away and you can see him leaping before there's any actual contact made. That's what makes me cross, when they're falling over before there's even any contact. Bear in mind, my first name is Rob, obviously, and the second name is Crook. Rob Crook. Sort of two names for a thief, isn't it, really? I can't really see us winning this. I can't even see us getting a goal at this rate. We've done absolutely nothing to show that we can score a goal. Oh, in the stands, James. James Maddison in the stands.
Yeah, it's brilliant from him, Nacho. It really is. He turns here and gets on the ball. He's ready. He's just dropped Ward-Press lays it on beautifully for Madison. Madison can't quite get his steps in there properly. Look, just stretching for that left footer and can't smother it and keep over the top of it. Just goes over that bar, but a lovely bit of play from the edge.
He's set up a few as well, hasn't he? It's all the goals he's been getting.
This is frustrating. This is very frustrating. It's not been a very good game. It's been a really poor example of a football match. No excitement to it at all. The Saints players especially just don't seem to know what to do. They get into a certain area and they just don't know what to do. To be fair, Leicester are defending well as well. We're lumping the ball in the box and there's Pixie as well. Oh God. Oh God. Good job they pushed it all the way back.
Too much space for him. Nothing come of that, but his shrewdness of just not always playing down the centre. Playing with another striker up there with him.
Just nothing. There's just nothing here.
You can't get out that wide so much.
Get the ball and we don't know what to do with it. You're literally hoping that someone like Danny Ings can do something with it. And whether you like it or not, he's not that great. He's alright, granted, he's playing for he scores goals, but he's so inconsistent. Christ alive. Yeah, let's let James Maddison shoot from miles out. Come on. Go on, Danny. Go on, Danny. Jesus, where's Fraser going? Just don't know. What do you do? Cheers for being here, Dan. Enjoy school on Monday, mate. Yeah, hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully there'll be a gap that opens up and Saints can exploit it. But at the end of the day, it's Leicester that are winning. They don't need to attack and leave any gaps. Yes, booted at his face. At least old Albrighton didn't get too fussed. Got the ball booted at his face and he carried on.
Right from the word go this season, Southampton have picked strong teams in the FA Cup and decided to give it a real go. It's taken them this far, but unless they can find something late on here, the run is
He ain't keeping that on. Very frustrating being a Southampton fan. Really frustrating.
Premier League action to look forward to. Next Saturday, Liverpool against Newcastle United from Anfield, 11:30 AM. We're on the air with that one.
No creativity.
It'll be Aston Villa against West Bromwich Albion, Sunday 6:30 on BT Sport 1 HD. Nathan Teller, very quick player.
Nathan Teller coming on. He's
About to be introduced by Southampton.
he's been quite impressive when he's come on. A little bit of energy that the other players aren't giving. causing problems for the defence. The problem is they've only given him 8 minutes, if that. Oh Christ! Always worries me when it goes back there. Cheers, Tom. Nice to have you with us. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Not that there's much left, but enjoy the rest of your Sunday, buddy. Thanks for joining.
I've got to say, Leicester's recruitment over the last 2 or 3 seasons, excellent.
Yeah, Nacho's picked up a bit of a knock there. Just caught.
Don't even kick it out for him. Just keep playing.
He's got his stay down and it was a bit of a strange one.
His class been behind his knee.
What happened to him?
No, just like there, yeah. Was there contact there at all, or was it? It's always dangerous when there's no contact and you're looking at your knee, you're wondering whether he's twisted or he just followed through.
What do we do? What do we do?
Well, he's not glancing over at the bench or anything.
Leicester have no reason to attack. Oh God. Oh God. Christ. Leicester have absolutely no reason to attack. They could happily just defend, but they've got no reason to leave any gaps. And what do you do?
He looks as sharp as ever, doesn't he? I've got to say. He might not be scoring goals at the moment, but you wouldn't want to mark him.
I assume we're going more attacking. We're taking Walker Peters, who's a defender, off, putting a winger on. Come on. 6 minutes. Bertrand off. Salisu. I think we're going 3 at the back. We're having 3 centre backs. So we've taken off. Saints have taken off. I think it's better to get to the final, isn't it? More heartbreaking, but I think it's better to at least get to the final. I don't think we'd get battered by Chelsea, though.
Southampton now done 2 or 3 at the back there. Salisu coming on in that left side centre back position. They'll push everyone forward. They've got a lot of attacking players on the pitch.
Time running out here for Southampton.
Come on.
Walker could do with that one.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't keeping on, so better to kick it out for a throw.
In the home straight here, Leicester City reaching out for club history, of course, this year. Their ideal scenario would be a top 4 finish and to end their long, long wait to lift the FA Cup. Never done in the club's 137-year history. Brendan Rodgers.
This game is just so flat. So flat. When you go from watching the old Aussie rules yesterday to this, I can understand why Aussies think this game's boring. I can really understand why they think this is boring. There is just nothing happening. He's going to just obstruct it and then fall over.
He's been a decent signing as well for them, hasn't he? It's been excellent. I mean, when Maguire left Leicester and went to United, you're thinking now they're going to replace him. Well, he's come in and he's been absolutely brilliant. He's been out injured for a little while. Earlier in the game, he was a little bit behind it all, but there's the
We're literally losing because of that goal.
Smile on his face, and so he should have a smile on his face. Goals are
It wasn't even a good goal.
Everything bouncing his way. Initial effort.
To be fair, neither. This is the thing with football. It's neither team's done anything. Neither team has really done anything. Leicester have done slightly more than Saints. They've scored, but
those things don't happen. It goes for a goal.
there's not been any real clear-cut chances for either team, and we lose from. We lose because of a dodgy shot, reflex off our defender, and Iheanacho can put it in the back of the net. But that's football, I suppose.
Southampton have got to just throw the kitchen sink now at Leicester. They know it. Soyancho goes into that ball. He has got a booking. Madison. Lovely ball.
Ah, Iheanacho's first shot was absolutely atrocious. And that's what's frustrating. That's what's the frustrating thing, I think. It was such a bad first shot, and they get something from it. Not a lot. Not a lot's happened. Leicester can just waste time now. They don't need to do anything. Just keep the ball. I went to watch that. I went to Wembley to watch. That's the only time I've been to Wembley to watch the Paint Trophy. Shea Adams moaning, but he literally ducked. What? He bent over and the player jumped. Come on. Come on.
Is there one moment left in this for Southampton? Is there one last chance?
Flat. Just so flat. I think that's the best way to describe this game. And it almost seems like, especially recently, Hasenhüttl has... Jojo! No. No. Come here. Come here. Come on.
He's got a painful one there, isn't he? Bednarek's challenge. How did he position he likes to pick up there out that left-hand side?
The frustrating thing is, this is probably one of the most boring games of the season that I've watched. And it's the FA Cup semi-finals. Is that now a red? Maybe some referees would see it as a red. I think it was... It's difficult to say. It was more reckless, maybe more of a yellow, but... I don't know. Oh no, the Leeds tackle was dreadful, mate. The Leeds tackle was absolutely atrocious. Because there was a real kind of force in that. There was a real kind of leaping.
He's got it back again for Leicester to go for the goal kick. Leicester won't worry about that though, they're nearly there.
Yeah, just for a second there that he earned the space himself. Lovely little turn. He creates the space here. It's a good little block there from
Ben, mate, I feel for you. I feel for you. This I was hoping for more. I was really hoping for more.
4 minutes.
And it's Neither team has done anything. That's what's frustrating. Neither team has done anything. Saints are losing from a dreadful goal, an absolute atrocious goal. Go on, Vestergaard.
Vestergaard's telling somebody to go back. He's staying up there. He's making his own decision there. Look, he's telling, he's getting information there because why not? Little knock down there, almost fell to them.
I suppose we've just got to hope for some long balls into the box. Vestergaard gets it.
Brendan Rodgers did have a Wembley triumph here when he took Swansea up in a championship playoff.
Oh, cry about head injury. James, the problem is you say it can only get better, but I'm not sure if it can get better. I'm not sure how many games are better than this.
It has been good to have the fans back today.
How gutted would you be, right? You know, first game to have fans back in ages. This is the game you've gone to. Imagine how annoyed you... granted, if you're Leicester, you're still happy that they won, but... how gutted would you be by the performance of the teams? There's been nothing creative at all by either of the teams. It is embarrassing. Even Glenn Hoddle's saying it's not been the best of games. That's an understatement. Yeah, we've just had crowd shots as well, mate. And even they look bored. Oh, get up. He probably won that foul because he shouted. Come on, this is probably the last. This is the last action. Big Fraser's going up. Big Fraser Forster's going up. It's not a great angle though. It's not a great angle.
To save this semi. Ward Prowse to play that one in is too long for everybody. Casper Schmeichel collapses on the ball and Leicester City. Fantastic for the Foxes. A first ever final for them in over half a century.
What a dreadful game.
A big smile on the face of Brendan Rodgers.
I would be fuming. I would be absolutely fuming if I was Hasenhüttl. The players showed absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. We lost by a nothing shot.
He's delivering goals, and that is a big, big one for Leicester today. Set up by Jamie Vardy.
Whose praises did I sing?
Goal is enough to take Leicester City into the FA Cup final.
Whose praises did I sing?
Chelsea.
Yeah, I think they're the better team overall, weren't they, today? They really were. They controlled parts of the game, and Southampton gave a gallant effort.
I just... Oh, it's Leicester City fan. It's only a game. I know it's only a game. I think the main issue with this game is it's not that we lost. Yes, it's gutting that we lost in a sense. You know, you're so close to a final, potentially winning. What gets to me is the fact how badly both teams played. Both teams played badly. There was nothing. That whole game, that was one of the most boring matches I've watched. Oh, yeah. James Ward-Prowse. How often is that? The amount of times James Ward-Prowse takes a free kick or a corner and they're saying how good his corners are and then he gets it to the front post or... no, I was refereeing yesterday, Portaccio, so I didn't see it. But yeah, honestly, it's gutting that we lost, but the problem is both teams were absolutely gutless. It started they didn't even want to win. If there was a better team overall, then yes, Leicester were the better team. But the goal they scored was from nothing. and there's just nothing. There wasn't any real chances from either team, and frustrating. No. What you would say in a league match is this was a draw. The result would have been a draw because neither team really did anything. Yeah, it was naughty dog cat behind me. Yeah, it was a draw, but sadly that's just not the way it works, and that's football for you. Hey, well, cheers for joining me, guys. Cheers for joining me. Yeah, I think Chelsea are the favourites anyway, aren't they? Let's be honest, Chelsea are the favourites to win now. I think they were the favourites either way, but this is the problem with football. You don't know what the team's performance is going to be like, and this is with Saints. You don't know how the team are going to perform. That 1 minute they'll be amazing, the next they will be absolutely woeful, and this was just mediocre. This was bang average. The commentary team's saying it spot on. The pundits are saying it. Didn't create the chances.
Just got him across their strike partnership today. That partnership of Vardy and Iheanacho linking up well. Got a little bit fortunate maybe with the goal. We'll probably look at that, but Southampton did it in fits and starts to a degree. A little
dreadful. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna maybe have another beer, watch some TV, and yeah, have a nice rest of your Sunday, guys. Thanks for joining me. Sorry for all you non-football people that joined and got a bit of a disappointment. That's all I can say. I apologise for that. But the next football we'll probably do is we'll do the FA Cup final and we'll do the Champions League final for sure. So if any of you want to join me, that'll be awesome for that one. And hopefully it should be a better game. I don't want to listen to Iheanacho. Right, that's closing down. Right, cheers for joining me, guys. Have a nice rest of your Sunday, and I will catch you later.